What's going on, everybody? We're here in Lightroom for another tutorial. I took this image on a foggy morning in some woodlands. Doesn't look like there's a lot of detail there, but we can see by the histogram there is. And I'm going to show you how to recover all that and turn this into a nice looking woodland image. We're going to start by lifting our exposure. And then the magic slider, we're going to increase our dehaze. We see we can get all that detail back. All that detail's there in the trunks of the trees and the leaves, everything. But we don't want to take it up that much because we do want our fog to come through. We're going to go just about 60%. Lift our contrast just a little bit. Up about 50. And already this is looking like a pretty nice image. We're going to dive right into some masking. I'm going to start with a color range mask. And we want to select our leaves here on our subject. And we're going to refine that till it's just the leaves. Something about there. And now I want to invert this mask. Because what we're going to do, we're going to cool down the rest of the image, but I do not want to affect that orange tone in those leaves. So we're going to come down here and take our temp slider down to about -5, which I think is looking pretty good. Create another mask, radial gradient, nice and big. And my feather at 100. And we're going to invert this mask and drop our exposure down a little bit just to darken our edges. And I'm going to take the dehaze up just a hair. Now that nicely draws your eyes to the center of the image. Let's create another radial gradient. We're going to go up here in the top of the image. Now we're going to subtract color range and we're going to take out our tree. Just like that. Refine it a little bit so we have a little more sky in there. And now I'm going to bump the exposure a little and drop our dehaze. Just give us a nice glow there coming in the top of the image. Another radial gradient right on our subject. Still feathered at 100. And we're going to lift the exposure just a little and take our dehaze down just a hair. Give us a nice soft glow. Linear gradient from the bottom. And darken it up just a little bit. Draw our eyes upward towards our subject. And close our masking for now. And let's just give this image some good contrast with an S-curve here. I'm going to dial my dehaze back a little bit to about 50. And I feel like all in all that is looking pretty good. But now we want to do a little dodging and burning. So we're going to choose a brush, mask. And let's brush our highlights in here on the tree. Just going to do a quick selection for tutorial purposes. Lift that up a little bit. Add another mask, brush, and let's burn in the darker areas. Something about like that. Darken those up a little bit. And there we go. We got a nice pop on our tree. Some good brightness contrast there. Turn our mask off. Turn our mask back on. And you can see what a huge difference mask made in this image. I actually think I want to take the exposure down just a hair on our center radial gradient there. It looked a little off. Let's close that out. And the last thing I want to do is come down here to our HSL sliders. Let's lift the saturation in our orange just a little bit. And take the hue a little bit to the left. There we go. I think this image is looking pretty good. There is the finished product. And there it is before. You guys go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and until next time.